Hello students. Our unit 3 is going on, and in this unit we will learn about the reference architecture, and we have already covered some of the topics here, and in this unit 3 we have completed introduction of the architecture, state of the art, architecture and reference model, and in this we have come to know about the introduction and what are the reference model and the architectures and what are the IoT reference models. Okay, in my last lecture I have told you about IoT reference model. In this lecture I will tell you about IoT reference architecture, right? So as name depicts that what should be the reference for any IoT system. So it is important to us, and we should know when we are going to design a system, a complete system. So in that case we should know that how a system can be developed using the in the commercial way. You can say how can we develop a system using a commercial way. So it is important for us, and we need to discuss about these things whenever we need to find a solution for a IoT commercial solution. So IoT commercial product basically. So basically, for example, if we have one of the thing, if we have a system, you can say if we have architecture which can be deployed over an area, over a city, and this architecture will find out that where is the gas leakage. Okay, so there is a network of gas leakage and gas pipelines in a city, and this our the IoT system will find out that where is the gas leakage actually. So the system will provide the information and the coordinates of the system where the gas leakage is happening. So for such type of architecture we need to find a reference model and reference architecture for the IoT. So let's see in this example how the reference architecture works actually. The reference architecture is a starting point for generating concrete architecture and actual systems. So we need to, if we don't want to develop an industry on IoT, then for that case we need to develop a concrete architecture and actual systems. And concrete architectures means that how the system will be deployed in the area and in the provided area and era, and how the system will be deployed and how the data will be collected from this era, and how this system will be defined for the things. So that is a reference architecture and concrete architecture. And in that case another thing is actual systems, and what are which type of systems are developed by industry and how they can be deployed in a area. So this type of system is defined by reference architecture. So for that case we need to define both the things. The concrete architectures means what is the deployment area and what are the products or what are the IoT products. So concrete architectures means concerns of multiple stakeholders of the actual systems. Okay, so definitely if we want to develop a industry in that case, then it will be very important for us to find out that how many stakeholders of this particular you can say of this particular industrial field, and how they can be implanted in a real-time commercial applications. Okay, so now the point is this, that how many stakeholders are there and what are their roles and responsibilities for the particular industry of a IoT system. Next is views are useful for reducing the complexity of the reference architectures, blueprints by addressing groups of concerns, one group at a time. So basically, because IoT has a wide architecture and it is very hard to understand this architecture, so basically the people provide some blueprints over the addressing and addressing of actual things and actual models of architectures of IoT architecture things, and these things are provided by the group of the systems. Okay, so some blueprints are also provided by the experts that particular IoT industry, how should we can run a particular IoT industry, and it is important for us to discuss that how we can develop the things. Reference architecture as a set of architectural view, functional view, informational view, and deployment and operational view. In your syllabus, all these views are we need to discuss in a complete form so that we can understand the things of reference architectures, IoT reference architectures. In a functional view, we will find that what are the description of what systems does and its main function. So a complete industry of IoT, how it works actually, and how the system will work. This is a functional view, and means which type of what are the departments, what are the things which we need to define in a functional view. That is covered in a functional view. In information view, we have which type of data, means for example I have just taken an example of a of data gathering system for a gas leakage of a city. So in that case, the information view is for my gas leakage. My data is gas leakage system, and the data collected from the sensors, gas sensors. Next is deployment and operational view, that how we can deploy the things and devices, network routers and servers, and how we can collect the data and how we can operate all the things basically. So these all things are defined in reference architecture, IoT reference architecture. So in my next lecture I will tell you about functional view. Thank you for this lecture.